Hey everybody, congratulations, you've made it this far. You've actually made it to the syllabus video. I am Professor Vid. I'm going to be your instructor. This is Philosophy 11. This is a web-based course in critical thinking. It will not meet in person. However, I want to encourage each and every one of you, if you want to drop by my office hours in the T building, 2353 on campus, they are included here in the syllabus for your benefit. Additionally, I'm available by email between 7 and 7:30 on Monday nights. So if you have a quick question or a real concern, please feel free to contact me at those times. I am available also by Twitter and so forth, but we'll get into that in a little bit. What is this course about? I will go through that briefly and get you on the road. So first off, our governing quote for this course is going to be from Mary Wollstonecraft, very well-regarded philosopher. The being cannot be termed rational or virtuous who obeys any authority but that of reason. Essentially, this is a course that seeks to develop your critical reasoning skills and enhance the way that you think about things. Now, in a normal critical thinking course, you might talk about politics and social issues and so forth. But in this course, we approach it a little bit differently. We still satisfy the requirements of the state of California for critical thinking, but we do this by looking at so-called anomalous phenomena. So this includes things like UFO sightings, astrology, fortune telling, Bigfoot, that kind of thing. And we talk about how to reason from evidence and the nature of reasoning in this course. We don't grade you, or rather I don't grade you on how you feel about those things, just that you have a sound understanding of both sides of the issue. So please don't feel that this is a course where I'm trying to convince you to believe in Bigfoot or UFOs or something like that. It most certainly is not, but it's a fun way to look at how we reason, both inductively and deductively, and how we commit fallacies when we reason. Let's get on with it. I'll start with the course catalog description. Quick note again, this is an entirely web-based course, so we will never meet in person, but I am available in person if you need. This is also my office phone, so if you ever need something, you can call. If I'm not available, I'll get that by voicemail. If you have difficulty with Moodle or something like that, occasionally a student will email me and say, I've disappeared from Moodle. The people to contact for those types of technical questions are distance learning. They know all that stuff and they know it pretty well. So I've included their contact information here for you on the syllabus. All right, course catalog description. This class focuses on the improvement of practical reasoning skills. Students will be required to improve their reasoning skills and will learn to detect and avoid common argument fallacies. Students will develop the knowledge and habits needed to make decisions between conflicting ideas and beliefs. Applications are made to both contemporary and perennial issues such as current political events, the news media, science versus pseudoscience, and capital punishment. So those last are just a couple of examples. By the conclusion of the course, you will be able to analyze the components and arguments, analyze the components of arguments and types of arguments, distinguish between examples of deductive and inductive arguments, and evaluate inductive arguments for strength, cogency, and or the presence of fallacies in speech or texts. Required materials for the course is this book, Pseudoscience and Extraordinary Claims of the Paranormal by Jonathan Smith. Here it is. It should be available to you online. You will need that particular edition, which is the first, I believe, and you will need to get it. That is absolutely essential. There are you can Google it, I'm sure, and find some PDFs through the publisher and so forth for a reasonable amount, but that is absolutely essential for the course. So if you are not able to get that book, it will be virtually impossible to pass the course. Course requirements. What are you going to have to do in this class? You will have 7 exams. They'll each be worth 10% of your grade. So most of your grade is the result of you taking these exams. And they're based on the text and video lectures that I'll deliver to you. They'll be somewhat similar in format to this one. You will have one paper. It's a 4 to 5 page paper exhibiting critical argumentation and self-evaluation. And then you will do a presentation at the end of the course, and you will pick the topic of the presentation, but the outline of the presentation is somewhat determined by the material we will have learned in the course. That comment will make more sense as we approach the presentation, which will be some weeks away, so don't worry about it yet. This is a grading policy. It's just straight grading scale. That's policy of Long Beach City College. I have some additional contact information here for me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, and I am on Pinterest. Most likely, the easiest way to get a hold of me is on Twitter. It's a lot easier. Now, if you have a question about your grade, obviously email me. That's confidential. But if you have a quick question about, oh gosh, XYZ, or is the paper due this week or is it next week, please feel free to tweet me. If I'm able to, I'll just get right back to you immediately. Okay, just a quick note about dropping the course. This is really for your protection. I do not process add drop requests. So if you have those, you need to go through admissions and records. It's not something that I do on my end. Oh, here we are. Okay, note on class participation. This is a course that will require you to log in with great regularity. If you are in a place, or you have a situation where you're not going to be able to log in for a week or 2 weeks into the course, you'll have a difficult time passing it. Once one module closes, and it depends on the module how long it is, 1 week, 2 weeks, sometimes 3. Once that module closes, it's closed forever. So you will need to participate regularly in this course. You will not be able to log in, say, halfway through the semester and catch up. You'll need to keep pace with the class. So I encourage you, if you're not available for the entire session, excuse me, that says intersession, I'll just clean that up. Then you should most definitely relinquish your spot to another student who would like to have it. Content disclaimer. Now, I did mention a little bit earlier that this course deals with anomalous phenomena. And the idea here is just that we want to test our reasoning, we want to test our beliefs. What better place to do that than when we get these strange and interesting instances where someone claims to be able to perhaps read your mind, or they've seen a craft or claim to have seen a craft from another world. Those are claims that we would typically consider to be extraordinary. And so what we do is we develop tools that will assist us in evaluating these extraordinary claims. I do want to stress that I don't grade you on what you believe in this course. I've had students who are fervent believers in a variety of different beliefs on both sides of the coin, and they've gotten A's. So I have had students who've gotten A's and they are debunking students and they don't believe any of it. And I've had students who are avid believers in different types of phenomena, from UFOs to cryptids like the Loch Ness Monster or Chupacabra, and they have gotten A's. Your beliefs in that sense really don't matter to me. What matters to me is how you're thinking about those claims. So I do want to stress that. Also, there are portions of this book which are not the best. There are, for what it does in critical thinking, it does quite well. But there are portions of the book that we're just going to disregard entirely. So Smith makes very quick treatment of religious thought, for example, and sort of lumps it into this general category. We're just not going to cover that stuff in this course. Now, if you wanted to talk to me about it, please, you feel free to come by my office hours. I'm a philosopher, and I love to talk about that stuff. But his views are not my own, and you shouldn't feel that your grade depends upon adopting his views with regard to religion and so forth, or even with regard to extraordinary claims. Internet access. This course does require that you have access to the internet. So if you don't have regular access to the internet and Moodle, you will need to get them, and those resources are available on campus at Long Beach City College. Additionally, you must have a current email account and register that account through Moodle. If the email account that you are using for this course is not one that you can access regularly, you will need to change that. That is how I will give you notice, say of an assignment changing or giving you assignment feedback. That's very, very important. So it won't help you in the future if I email you and I say, gosh, I need something, or this isn't correct, and I don't hear back, and you say, oh, I didn't have access to that email. It's similar to coming to class, right? That's my sole point of contact with you, and so I'll need to be able to have a working email to get a hold of you. Okay, let's move on. Next up, academic integrity and plagiarism. So I have the official form of cheating here, a form of dishonesty in which a student knowingly misrepresents himself or herself to the college. Please know that's a pretty broad definition, and with regard to online instruction, it usually means two things. One, you're the person who's taking the exams and writing the papers. So you are, in fact, John Smith, with this Social Security number that's been registered with the college. So by participating in this course and moving forward, taking the exams and so forth, you stipulate that you are not committing fraud and so forth by participating in this course. So you are who you say you are. And also, when you are writing these papers, you will be writing them rather than hiring someone to write them for you and putting your name on the paper, or you will be writing them in the sense that you're actually writing the words. And if you quote somebody, if you take somebody's exact language, you will put it in quotes and you'll cite that person. Now this will become more clear when we do the paper. I'll make this very clear because it's very serious, but I just wanted to make you aware of that. Most of the time there's absolutely no problem whatsoever in this regard, and I don't anticipate there being any problem in this class, but it's something that I have to mention. Student Success Centers, the balance of the syllabus here are services that are available to you as a student at Long Beach City College, even if you're an online student. So I would encourage you to take advantage of the multidisciplinary success centers, both on the Pacific Coast campus and the main liberal arts campus. The very same with DSPNS. Very, very important. Those are resources that are there for you and for your benefit, and I would encourage you to avail yourself of them. Similarly, if you're a veteran, in advance, thank you very much for your service. We do have a Veterans Affairs office at Long Beach City College. Career and Job Services Center. This is something that most students don't take advantage of, and I'm not sure why. I have friends who pay, who have paid. I have a friend who's paid over $1,000 to have their resume reworked by a professional. And granted, this is a very high caliber resume, but these same skills are available to you for free at the Career and Job Services Center. So take advantage of it. It's there for you. It's part of the tuition. So, assignments, moving right along, smooth transition. I have a sequence of topics and assignment sheets attached, but I reserve the right to revise it at my discretion. So occasionally students or a class will slow down or speed up on me, and so as to accommodate them, I will alter the schedule. Sometimes I'll open a module early, or I'll keep it open late. That doesn't happen very often, but occasionally I get a balance of emails that requires that I do something like that. Late assignment policy. There are no makeup assignments in this course. This is an online course, and so we have to run it sort of very strictly. I've tried alternate methods where I've allowed students, X number of weeks to finish something, and invariably it hurts the students. Students will wait until the very end because they're human and they have other things going on. And I know that that's just a natural tendency that we all have, right? When we have stuff to do, we have other things to do as well, and this course would be no exception. So know that when your assignments are posted, you have to get them done before the module closes. Okay, discipline, just see creating a collegial environment. in the schedule of classes. I don't anticipate any difficulty in this class, but occasionally there's some online discussion that gets very heated and so forth. Just be aware that we want to have a safe learning environment for everyone. Everyone needs to feel comfortable and safe, otherwise the brain won't learn. When your brain is stressed and you're in a situation that's stressful, you will not retain information, you will not make those neural connections that you need to make. Academic freedom. Some of the essays and topics, the discussions in this class could possibly include adult language or adult topics. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but certainly it's very possible. So you may be exposed to language or ideas or beliefs that are in conflict with your own beliefs. Please know that you are not graded on your worldview, nor are you graded on the requirement that you believe a certain way, but you must act in a courteous and mature demeanor while participating in the class. Class attendance, again, you will need to log in fairly regularly, if not every week, for this course. So if you're not going to be available, if you're going to be in Paris for 4 weeks this semester and you're just not going to be able to log on, then you will need to relinquish your seat for someone who will be able to do that. Grammar, spelling, and punctuation will always count towards your grades, so this is certainly true with regard to the paper. So I would encourage you to take advantage of those resources that are made available to you on the Long Beach City College campus. This is our schedule of assignments. So our first block is 2 weeks. It's August the 24th through September the 6th. It covers chapters 1 and 2, and then I've outlined the portions of the book. Okay, and so I've outlined the chapters 1 and 2 and what you'll be looking at here. And what you'll be required to do for exam 1. Just a quick note on taking those exams. They are timed, so they're open book, open note, but they're not infinite amounts of time. And so you will need to read the chapter, and you will need to know and study the material in order to do well on the exams. The way that they're structured, you're sort of prohibited from looking up every single answer. That's just a time restriction that's placed on the exam. Okay, so that should start it. I will just throw together a small, let me just jump real quickly to, okay, here we are. This is just a quick note on how each and every section of the course is laid out. First, you download the syllabus here for this chapter, which you've already done. Then you've clicked on the syllabus video. Then the next thing you do is number 3, watch lecture chapter 1 and 2, and then you read chapter 1 and 2 in the book, and then you take exam 1. Now, likewise, for the next block of time, you just watch the lecture and take the exam. I structured each and every module this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, 3 and 4 aren't on there, but I enumerate or I number each and every task that you need to do in the order that you need to do it. That's to make it as simple as possible for you. But if at any point you have any questions at all concerning this course, its content or its procedure, never hesitate to email me right there, rvitt@lbcc.edu. Just a quick note regarding myself. If you can't tell, I'm inside my car right now because I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they're super loud, and so they'll occasionally intervene and give you guys a little lecture. But I needed to do this from my car, but I know it sounds strange. But I used to do something else. I used to be an attorney, and I was fortunate enough to re-enter teaching full-time, and I'm ecstatic to do it. So if you email me or you're concerned about emailing me, you will never bother me. I want you to email me because this is what I want to do with my life, and so I look forward to students emailing me and having questions. So if you email me and it's been 24 hours and you still haven't heard anything back, shoot me another email. I don't imagine that will ever happen, but if it does, don't hesitate to do it. You won't bother me in the slightest. This is what I want to do. I want to hear from you, so never hesitate. Okay, that much being said, you are up. You are now going to watch this fantastic lecture. You just click on it here, and here we are. This is me. It should just pop right up. Now, obviously, you're not going to watch it here right now. I'm not going to make you watch it again, but that's the next link that you'll be clicking on. Okay, if you have any questions or concerns, contact me. Quick note, some of the lectures will be re-recorded this semester. Some will be from the prior session. So you may notice that I'm shaved or not shaved, something like that. Yeah, okay, that's it. Email me if you have any questions. I really look forward to having you guys in this course.